Beading wire, that's what we're going to talk about. There's wire that people put beads on, but beading wire is a totally different thing. And when you're first beginning making jewelry, it's really confusing, but once you figure it out, it's not that hard. Tiger tail, it used to be called, Aculon, Flexrite, Beading has some wire. There's a number of different kinds of jewelry making wire. Now, this is what you string beads on for a necklace that's completely beaded. This is super flexible so that it drapes nicely. It can't be wire wrapped. Well, maybe it can, but it would be a nightmare to do that. And there's different values, different thicknesses. Let's see. Pearls notoriously have really tiny holes, and so do briolets, gemstone briolets. And so I don't know if I have any. 0.08 is the thickness, the smallest thickness that I've ever found anyway, of beading wire. And what beading wire is strands of stainless steel that have been wound together inside of a plastic sheath. And sometimes you have 7 strands of steel, sometimes 19, and sometimes 49. Now 49 is 7 strands wound, and 7 of those added together and then put into a plastic sheath. Now that by far is the strongest. It doesn't stretch, it doesn't break. If it gets worn through by one of the sharp beads, it takes a much longer time for it to break. So it's the highest quality. And if you can imagine, the smaller the diameter of the wire to get 49 strands of wire in there, quite often the more expensive it becomes. So 0.08 is the teeniest. It is teeny. And there's 49 strands in there. Now, I highly recommend using 49 strands, which these are all 49 strand. This is 49 strand. This is Beadsmith's Flexrite. 49 strand. This is 0.014. This is the next size bigger from 0.018. Then there's 0.018, sorry. 0.008 is the one I was talking about earlier. And this one is 0.024. I don't know if it gets bigger than this. This is pretty big. Maybe a millimeter wide. It feels to me kind of like a 20 gauge wire. So quite often, if you only buy this size, you are going to have a hard time getting it into gemstone holes. You'll be fine with glass. You'll be fine with most sterling silver beads. But it just won't fit into a lot of beads. So then you're going to have a varying degree of sizes. Now the ones that only have 7 strands of steel wire inside of a plastic, they're okay for dangles on earrings, maybe really light seed beads, simple bracelets that you're going to sell really inexpensively, or ankle bracelets or something like that, but they will stretch. They break fairly quickly. I really don't recommend using this if you're making quality jewelry. Now the 0.19, the 19 strands, is it 19 strands? Let me take a look. Yes, 19 strands in this. This is 0.18 size with 19 strands. This is good for light applications as well. It is a little, people say it's less flexible. I think it's a little more flexible than the 0.24. It has more give, more bend. This can be used in certain applications. You have to use your judgment. How long do you want it to last? How strong do you want it to be? How much do you want it to drape? And then, of course, there's the 49 strand, which is always the most expensive. I don't know what else to tell you. There's all different kinds out there. I haven't really, some people swear that one's better than another. I don't really know. And now there's another video. Go look at all our other videos. There's 20 of them or something like that on how to do a crimp end that holds. There are different size crimps for different sizes of wire. I find I buy the crimps that work with the 0.24, and then I can adapt them to work with any size wire that I'm using. And that's just fine if you can do that. If you can't, you might want to get the crimps that go with the size of wire that you're using. The other thing about crimps is that if you use cheap plated ones, they're more likely to break and give, in my experience. high quality solid copper, high quality sterling silver ones seem to be the best. You don't want to do all that work, do all that, and then have your crimp bead give out. So anyway, go watch that video, and I'm going to stop this one, and then I'm going to make another video on how to do the end of the crimping. The video on how to do a crimp is really good, but a lot of people have emailed saying that's fine, but when I get to the other end of the necklace, I'm having a hard time either not leaving a gap or making it too tight so the beads won't flow. So that's coming up next. I'll talk to you later.